honor to the apostles, elders, and bishops of great millstone, trust the truth, honor the salutations to the elect, and to the men that died doing the work. Yahweh Shem Shah, because they shall rise first. To the men, women, and children, I believe on the true name of the Father and the Son, which the Father's name is Yahweh, he exists. The Son's name is Yahweh Shai, he is the deliverer, because come deliver us this captivity that we're in. My name is Mark Gab Yasharala, Church Philadelphia, Campbell here, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Once again, coming back at you with another one. And as the title says, people losing their faith. All right, and really inspired by conversation. Like I got scriptures just on like a couple different topics. About the proud people being proud and all that. All that stuff is going to come to an abrupt halt real soon. You know, so it's good to be humble. All right, good to have faith. Because like I said, man, just talking to people today through my everyday travels, um, people about to lose it. You know, they're about to completely go ape shit here in Babylon, man. Especially with up and coming times, the ones that were very super arrogant and proud, they time all that proud shit is about to come crashing down all of a sudden. You know, let's check this out. Let's go to Sirach, which is Ecclesiasticus. All right, the Apocrypha. Go to Sirach 10 and 9. All right, which reads, in fact, start here. All right, going to pride. Like I said, the proudness of Babylon is it's pretty much over, man. They still got proud people out here, but all that's like I said, gonna come to an abrupt halt real soon, real fast too. All right, this is Sirach, Ecclesiastes chapter 10, verse 7. It says, "Pride is hateful before the Most High, and man, and by both doth one commit iniquity. Because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another." All right, and that's what we're seeing now, man. All right, that's what we're witnessing. The transition of power. Just like you got what's that all right, we're basically in the springtime, but winter is still trying to hold on because you got some days it's warm, some days it's cold, and every time you have a transition, some things like that happen. All right, you're gonna have fights because the winter is still fighting the state, but it has to be because it's the springtime. All right, and then from spring to summer, it's all type of seasons. Like talking about Ecclesiastes, the third chapter. It's time and place for everything under the sun. All right, but now the kingdom is being translated from one people to another people. What people is that? That's Yasharala, the rightful owners of this place. All right. But it says Esau's gonna fight tooth and nail till till Yahweh Shah come back and take him out. It's like even with when Pharaoh went down, Ramses and all that, the Lord had the heart in his heart. All right. I was talking to dude, man. Matter of fact, he really made me think about this. He kind of explained it like myself, and I'm like, damn. A man was saying how you know, he said, well, this just like a piece of sand. I believe the dude's a Jake, but he looks like an Edomite, man. But the way he talks in the spirit is like, I believe he's a Jake. Because all Edomites talk like that, the way he was talking. You know. The only thing I got a problem with him is he was calling Yahweh Bashim Yahshai is like it, you know. The man made some valid points. You know, that's what I'm saying. And that's this why I'm bringing out the pride situation. It says, why is Earth and Nash is proud? Sirach chapter 10 and 9 says, why is Earth and Nash is proud? There is not a more wicked thing than the covetous man. All right. And, you know, Esau is a covetous man. He wants everything. He wants to heap all nations unto himself. You know, it says, for such a one, set of his own soul to sell, because while he liveth, he casteth away his bowels. And when I was talking to this man, I never heard him ask nobody for money, you know, and exchange to tell you how about some outside's word, or to tell you how his word, you know. Which I said, damn, that's actually accurate, you know. But the reason why I said the people losing the faith because you know, he like these people they want he was basically saying he want to pass away on his terms and all that. It ain't about us, man. All right. It's about Yahweh Shem outside by Shem Dash at the end of the day, man. You know? Check this out. This is Exodus. I'm grabbing scriptures from different topics, man, because it's just on my mind, you know. But that pride is about to be out of here. All right, so let's go here to Exodus chapter 18 and 11. All right. Let's start at verse 8. It says that Moses told his father-in-law, all that Yahweh had done to Pharaoh, and it's crazy because we're just talking about Pharaoh, you know. And you know that matter of fact, you know what? I'm gonna start right there where I was at 8. All right, so, Exodus chapter 18 and 8, it says, and Moses told his father-in-law all that Yahweh had done to Pharaoh and to the Egyptians for Israel's sake, and all the travail that had come upon them by the way, and how Yahweh delivered them. All right, so like I said, man, with a season, when it's changing, it's like it's a transition of power. So like I said, like with the springtime coming in, it still gets cold. All right, so spring is fully in. All right, and that's why Moses was telling his father-in-law Jethro, you know, the things that the Lord had done to the Egyptians to deliver them. All right, but the transition of the power because Pharaoh still wanted to fight against the Israelites. All right, it says Jethro the same way they're doing now. All right, we're doing all the like I did last week. Talking we went to the UK. They're trying to uh they want to ban the street preachers, man. That's us. That's on the highway and hedges. All right. It says, and Jethro rejoiced, right? It says, and Jethro rejoiced for all the goodness which Yahweh had done to Israel, whom he had delivered out of the hand of the Egyptians. All right. And these Esau is the modern day Egyptian. All right. Because they don't want to let us go. They don't want us to serve our Lord. They want us to serve them. They want to continue to keep us underneath of their foot. But that's why prophecy has to, prophecy is going to come to pass and we're going to be delivered from this place. All right, to let them know that, Yahweh Shem outside, by Shem Dash is the one that did it. All right, and the one that's doing it. Okay, because he put us in this low state. All right, But you just gotta keep that faith, no matter how bad it gets out here. You gotta keep that faith, keep that strength, because you can just look at current events, man. Look at what's going on over there in Saudi Arabia. Look at what's going on in the world today. You know, everything that the scriptures told us. So when you see these things, you know that salvation is near, man. Draw near. All right. It says, verse 10. It says, and Jethro said, Blessed be Yahweh, who have delivered you out of the hand of the Egyptians and out of the hand of Pharaoh, who have delivered the people from under the hand of the Egyptians. Now I know that Yahweh is greater than all gods. And look at how many gods the Egyptians worship, man. Even with the Greeks, the Romans, even to this present day. Look at all the gods these people worship, man. And then notice it's a lowercase g, because our God is a power, all right? And Yahweh is the ultimate power of all powers. Even we're powers, Israelite men, all right? We're gods. Scriptures tell you that. You're gods, but you die like men, you know? But the ultimate power, the ultimate God is Yahweh, the ultimate power, all right? It says, now I know that Yahweh is greater than all gods. For in the thing wherein they dwelt proudly, he was above them. It's like it says, he was above them. All right. So all these guys that these people is running to and everything, they gonna find out that day is not going to deliver them, and they wonder why they're in this predicament and a pitiful cause that they're in. They're disobedient, they unruly, man. So check this out. Let's go to First Samuel 2. Start at verse 1. The point is in 3. All right. It says, and Hannah prayed and said, my heart rejoiceth in Yahweh, mine horn is exalted in Yahweh, my mouth is enlarged over mine enemies, because I rejoice in thy salvation. All right, so the Lord, man, Yahweh Shai, that's what his name means. He is the deliverer, man. He's salvation, all right? Because he's the one that's coming back to get us out of this captivity, with all this hell is about to break loose. All right, it says there is only Salak. It says there is none holy as Yahweh. You see that? There is none holy as Yahweh, for there is none beside thee. Neither is there a rock like our power. All right, there's no rock, there's no foundation like Yahweh, man. And that's why people call him different names, because of knowledge, and by him our actions are weighed. All right, so we all going to be judged for everything that we do. Coming, I talk to people, certain situations, you know what I mean, and a lot of people they know why they're catching hell, why they going through it. I'm talking about the Israelites, not these other nations. They know why they catching hell. They was given law, statutes, and commandments, and it's in them, But our people is just wicked, and they want to do like all these other nations, and that's why the Lord is beating their ass, basically. He's putting belt their ass, basically, and it's gonna. The ultimate is coming. All right. So this is Luke 18:8. All right, because this is what the Lord is going to do, man. And this is what I was. That's why I entitled this lesson, "The People Losing Their Faith." All right, so check this out. It's Luke 18:6. I'm sorry, verse 6. It says, and the Lord said, now these words is in red, so you know it's Yahweh Shah speaking. It says, and the Lord said, hear what the unjust judge saith, and shall not the Most High avenge his own elect? You see that? You gotta have that faith. It says, and shall not the Most High avenge his own elect, which cry day and night unto him, though he bear long with them. All right, the Lord is bearing with his elect, you know, being that long suffering. All right, matter of fact, let's get the word real fast. What it says here in this particular text. I think got it here. All right, here we go. Let me go with the word bear.
Strong's G 3114. Macrathumeo.
Macrathumeo. Macrathumeo. All right, which means I'm gonna play it again.
Strong's G 3114. Macrathumeo.
Macrathumeo. All right, this is it says to be of a long spirit, not to lose heart. All right, not to lose heart, so not to lose your sight, nothing, man, because the Lord is bearing with his elect, man. All right, it says to preserve patiently and bravely and bravely in enduring misfortunes and troubles. All right, so that's the mindset that we have to be, because the Lord, he's rocking out with his men. You know, it's only right that they do the same thing. All right. It says to be patient in bearing the offenses and injuries of others. Damn. A lot of people, they want to stay to themselves, mind their business and all that. The men of the Lord just want to be left alone. They just want to live their lives and teach the word of the Lord, man. But, you know, being those we teaching his word and all that, Lord's will not be a part of that number. It comes with the territory. All right, these people, because we're in their kingdom, and they don't want it to go down. Nobody want to hear that their ship is sinking, but you still got people in this side, you know, that they're not of the elect because they're losing their faith. You know, so it was falling off, man. But can't no one be plucked out of Yahweh Shemashah's hand, who he ordained from the beginning. All right, they was elected. That's why they are the elect. They was elected from the beginning of time, from the foundation, before the foundations of the earth was even created. All right, the Lord already had his plan. All right, he knew exactly what he wanted to do, and he's doing it. All right, it says to be patient in bearing the offenses and injuries of others, to be mild and slow in avenging. See that? Slow in avenging. It says to be long suffering, slow to anger, slow to punish. And that's the mindset we have to have with our people, man. Because the Lord is the one that's going to bring judgment and wrath upon these people, man. All right. So where we at? That was the word for bear, right? All right, okay. Luke 18:7, read that again. It says, and shall not the Most High avenge his own elect, which cry day and night unto him, though he bear long with them? I tell you that he will avenge them speedily. All right, I say with speed, with turbo fuel injected. The Lord, when it comes, man, he's gonna listen. What a day that's going to be. All right, it says, nevertheless, when the Son of Man shall he find faith on earth, you know, shall he find faith on earth? Because like I said, a lot of people losing their faith. Like that song, Losing My Religion, that's what these dudes is doing. And this is not about religion, man. This is about our heritage. A lot of people, they can't, they're not of the elect, man. Like I said, man, they're not of the elect because they can't wait. They can't be patient. To be patient means to suffer, man. All right, we all suffering together in this kingdom, but it's for a reason, because the Lord sits in heaven, we sits on earth. You know, his thoughts is not our thoughts. His ways are not our ways. All right, he sits on high, watching down. He has everything under control. All right, so I'm gonna go to the last scripture, because this is this is the judgment for all the wicked, man. And the wicked of our people, and the wicked of these other nations, well, the other nations is wicked, man. But for our people that want to act like them, well, this is what you're going to get. So this is 2nd Ezra chapter 16 and verse 11. Go right to the point. In fact, let's start verse 9. 2nd Ezra 16 and 9. It says, a fire shall go forth from his wrath, and who is he that may quench it? See that? It says, a fire shall go forth from his wrath, and who is he that may quench it? All right, because they ain't going to can't on no fire department when these nukes go off and all that, you know. And that's for, and this is coming for the faithless, you know, the ones that's losing it, you know. That's why the scriptures tell you, what if we paraphrase, it says, be faithful to death, and I will give you a crown. You know, hey, shalom, bro. Y'all some somebody. It says, be faithful to death, and he will give you a crown. All right, 2nd Ezra 16 and 9. Once again, it says, a fire shall go forth from his wrath, and who is he that may quench it? He shall cast lightnings, and who shall not fear? See that? Because you're going to know that he's the one doing it, man. When it thunders and lightning, people get afraid, man. I remember as a kid, man, we used to have church under his tent, man. I believe it was like it was summertime, all right? We used to have church under the tent, and it started thundering. It was the beginning of the storm. And my cousin, she was an older woman, you know. She jumped up and got right out of there, you know. So when I read stuff like this, I'm like, wow, like just wait for when the Lord really do what he gonna do. You know, you seeing the previews and we like in the climax of the movie, man. You know, where the Lord, as everything is heating up, and then you're gonna see everything going chaos, and then he's gonna appear and deliver his people, man. And that's gonna be the end of the movie the end for Esau, man. You know, and end for our people being wicked, you know. What's the Revelation 2 and 10? Yeah, kind of right. Fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some into prison. That's crazy, bro. Because I actually I did a lesson. I used that scripture right there. You know, because some brothers out there, they want to suffer to be put in prison. And that's going to be a test of your faith, because you got some men, they never been in prison before. I know men that's in the truth that did some time in prison, man. You know, but that's the Lord, whatever he had set up for him, that's what happened, man. You know, so some men don't have to go through that. Whatever the Lord gives for you to go through, you take it seriously, man. You know, but it says, I believe that's in Surat. Matter of fact, I'm gonna get it. I don't want to mess it up, but it says that ye may be tried, and ye shall have tribulation 10 days, but thou be faithful to death, and I will give you a crown of life. And that's right, man. You know, you be faithful until death, man. Because hey, some men gonna be threatened with death, man. But you gonna give up your faith? Oh nah, I don't do it. I ain't trying to die. Nobody wants to die, to be honest with you, because they don't understand what the scriptures tell you about it. All right, Yahweh had to go through it, and even with and him going through it, you know, he laid his life down. You know, he laid his life down. I guess now look at him. He's his name is on high, man, in the heavens. That's why he gotta come back and get his respect here on earth, man. You know, he never gave up the faith. You know, and he kept calling the Lord it. And I'm like, wow. So that's a man that's in gross darkness, you know, because he doesn't have the name of the Lord. Lord could have gave it to him. I'm just looking at him, listening. I could have told him, but the spirit ain't hop on me to tell him, because he wouldn't have believed it anyway. You know, somebody's always trying to talk and over talk, whatever. You know, some people just want to get things out their chest, you know. But hey, if you don't believe, you don't believe, man. That's not my problem. You know, this message is strictly for the elect. That's what you gotta understand. You know, I know brothers first come in, man, you be gung ho, man. You trying to tell the word to everybody, you know. But you supposed to spread this word, you know. It's good news. But just know this. A lot of people gonna reject it because it's only for a small remnant, man. All right. That's why the apostles, man, you know, when they teach and look at all the hell they was catching, man. You know, but still to this day, man. Because people don't want to believe. They want to sit in that seat of Moses, man. They want to sit in that Moses seat, you know. But the Lord gave it to Apostle Hart, man. Hey, shalom, bro. Y'all was some second that was 16. I'm gonna start at 10 again. It says, "He shall cast lightnings, and who shall not fear? He shall thunder, and who shall not be afraid? Yahweh Shem shall threaten, and who shall not be utterly beaten to powder at his presence?" God damn. Yo, that's what's coming for the faithless, man. You know, the ones that were lying, the false prophets, you know, the men, the hirelings, you know, and the misleaders, man, you know, of our people. And then all the other nations, they're nothing, man. We don't even worry about them, you know. So then they're not supposed to believe anyway because it wasn't given to them. So they could think whatever the hell they want to think, you know. But verse 12, it says, "The earth quaketh, and the foundation thereof, the sea riseth up with waves from the deep, and the waves of it are troubled, and the fishes thereof also before Yahweh Shah and before the glory of his power." Because you're going to have those, like I said, you're going to have those nukes hit, you know, you're going to shake the whole earth. Because it was I believe that's in Isaiah, and it says the earth shall roll to and fro like a drunkard, man. That's the impact that's the anger of the Lord, man. You know, his indignation, his righteous anger, man. All right. It says, "For strong is his right hand that bendeth the bow." He said, it's talking about the nukes, man. "For strong is the right hand," words, and they're true. You know, he said, let the words of Yahweh Shem Shah be true, and every man be found a liar, man. All right, that's why these words were written before time for our learning, for our understanding, you know, and for us to believe in. Only the elect is going to believe in it. But my brother got up here, Sirach, Ecclesiasticus chapter 2, verse 5. It says, "For gold is tried in the fire, and acceptable men in the furnace of adversity." And that's right, you know, in the fire of adversity. And y'all look, and I always like to bring this up with the three holy children, which Babylon, they named them Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. That's not their Hebrew names. But they was literally thrown in the fire. And who was right there with them? They said, "Did not we cast 3 men into the fire? Who was this fourth man?" And that was Yahweh Shah, man. That also shows you the scripture that's Teresa, where what King David said. He said, if you go to heaven, if you went to heaven, Yahweh Shem Shah was there. If he was cast into hell, Yahweh Shem Shah was there. You know. So Lord's willing, you know, this is edifying. You know, you got something out of it. Just keep the faith, man. Don't give up the faith. Let no man deceive you. Let no man take your crown, man. Because all this that we going through, that we're about to go through, and everything is well worth it. All right. Our big brother went through it first. All right. So that's the Lord's willing. This was edifying. We got something out of it. Keep the faith and stay strong. So with that, I'm gonna give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Arachakodash. Double honors to the apostles, elders, and bishops of Great Millstone. Shalom to the elect, and to the men that died doing the work. Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shalom first. To the next lesson, I'm gonna say Mawafa Bible Ball and Kwam Yasharala. Shalom.